Hey, Dave LaCalle with HeadGames Motorworks. Today we're going to go over the Coyote Gen 4 exhaust port for the Mustang. Keep watching. All right, here's the Gen 4 Mustang exhaust port. Now we're only going to do the exhaust port because, well, the last time we worked on this, we learned that the intake port is the same as the Gen 3. We heard the whole head is the same as the Gen 3, but we learned, unfortunately, it is actually not on the exhaust. On the exhaust side, this is completely different. When we did a Gen 3 port on our Gen 4, it cleaned up the floor and it barely cleaned up the roof. It did a little bit, but not really, and it really oblonged it. But now I see that they're kind of oblong right from the factory, and we'll probably keep that kind of shape. We'll make it maybe a little more of a circle, but I gotta make it a lot bigger to make it a real circle, so we're not gonna go there. But now we're gonna shape this, and let's compare it to another head. Here is the Gen 2 port. You'll see that the guide bosses are different. The port is really just a lot different, but we're gonna make them the same. We're gonna make them kind of like this, where the guide bosses turn into a fin, the divider turns into a fin, everything's gonna be a fin, and it's gonna be nice and nice. For porting, we're gonna use a Makita GD0603 grinder and the HeadGames 1/2" Super Spoiler burr. I'm gonna use a short one, but they all come 6 inches. Cut them down. This way I can use as much pressure as I can on this burr and make my shapes. So we went from this to this. That's just the roof. It's all roughed out. It is not finished grinded because we have to do a lot more work after this. And we have to blend it all back in. I'm gonna make it nice and nice. But there you go, from there to there. Moving on to the ball area, and we're gonna take a measurement. We're gonna make it a different percentage of the size of the valve. But first you have to figure out where it's at or where you're gonna go with it. No, we're not going to talk specific numbers, but this is super, super important because too little, you know it, and too big, everybody knows it, because this thing will run like a dog with fleas. All right, this is our after, and here's our before. I think you guys can see that. So we made a fin there. We didn't do the short turns yet. I'm gonna do the short turns last here, and then I'm gonna go back over the whole thing. I'm not gonna do that on camera. I'm gonna do the short turn on camera right now, but we're just gonna skip to the ready to sand part. Let's have a chat about burr choices for the short turn. And this is why I did the short turns last, because I had to change tools and I didn't want to keep changing tools. So this is the burr I had on there. Remember I told you I used a shorty, one that's cut down. for doing everything so I can put the maximum pressure. In the short turn, you're not putting the maximum pressure, you need the maximum leverage. So if I do it with the short one, you can see that the backside of the tool is pretty much right there. I don't really have a lot of room here to move around. I really can't shape everything the way I want to. And that's why I'm going to use a 6-inch long burr. I can get all the way back. So the back of the tool, I can use a lot more of the middle of the tool and go all the way back to the short turn and make it all nice and making it an actual turn. Something you can't do with the short one. We are all ground. Now this is the final grind ready to sand. Again, we went from this to this. Now I'm going to take a 60 grit cartridge roll through the whole thing, and make it ready to digitize. All right, so now we're going to switch over to air, and I'm going to use my Cleco grinder. I use my Cleco grinder because of front exhaust. So the exhaust comes out here instead of back here like some other grinders and pelt and all that stuff. This was going to remove all of the material away from me as I'm working. I'm also going to start off using this tool that we made here. So it's just a prop rod. Went to Home Depot, and you cut in the center here, make a little slit, put it on the grinder, make this a little so it's not sharp, and then we use these handy rolls. This is for the short turn only. The short turn, you don't want anything very heavy on it, you don't want anything stiff on it because it has to bend to the curve, and this is what this is going to do. So put this on here, and it kind of makes a roll, but not a roll. All right, so just blend it up like that, and here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. So I do this at a slow speed. I start with the short turns first because I'm going to blend everything in that with the cartridge roll. After this, I'm going to switch it to a 60 grit cartridge roll. I'm going to show you that, and then I blend everything in. Here we are, Mr. Wonderful, all sanded up, looking good. I'm loving it. All right, so here is what we started with. Some boring ass exhaust port, and now Mr. Wonderful is ready for digitizing. HeadGames Motorworks exhaust port for the Gen 4 Mustang. Looking gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I know I'm biased, but whatever. And that's to be expected, but I think that that thing just looks absolutely gorgeous. We got our fins, we got our guide bosses, we got everything. And this is what it should have looked like before. Unfortunately, we didn't have time with Fred, but we got it done now, and now we can offer it to all of you. Now this is fresh out of the CNC, nothing blended, everything cut, ready to rock and roll. Now you see the little corners there on some of the port, like there, and there on the other side of the guide. That's nothing. It's nothing, but man, I am just so excited to see this thing all nicey nice, ready for GSE valve guides. And look at that combustion chamber. Man, all blended in. You can see it goes right to the top cut. Now we got a valve job it either way, but it's blended right to the top cut of the intake and exhaust valve. And you're always going to see this little corner here because we don't want to take anything out. So there is, we don't need to make it bigger, we just have to make it better. And that is that. You can see the bowls all blended in. Now you do see that there is a spot right underneath the seat, and that should come out in the valve job. Either way, even if it doesn't come out, you don't want to make it too big. You make it too big there and it actually hurts airflow. You'll see it doesn't exactly clean up there, but that's all right, because you don't want to make it too big. It's going to hurt airflow, and we don't want to hurt airflow. Look at that intake port. Golly, you look delicious. Got a fin in there all the way to the front of the port. We got a fin on the floor. Divided it all. Airspeed central. All of them are going to have that little spot right there and right there. They're not cut. They're not cut, but I mean, it just, I said they're a casting, so there's really no reason to hit that kind of stuff, because then just because it's a casting doesn't mean it's bad. It has to be the right size. It has to be the right shape. It doesn't care if you have like little spots in it. That's not what it's there for. So this thing is all ready for valve guides. We're gonna put some GSE valve guides in it, GSE valves, GSE spring kit, the whole 9 yards. And this one's going to RPG Performance. So that's it. If you guys want to see more of this build and more, if you want to see what parts we stuck inside of it, you're going to have to check out a different video. And I'm going to put that link in the description. That way you guys can just click on it and find it yourselves. You don't have to worry about trying to find it. But that is the encompassing video where it showed valve job and guides and mill and assembly and what parts we stick in it, and it's the same parts we'll stick in most of these cylinder heads, all GSE parts. That's going to do it for us today. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment below. I would love to hear from you. Toodles.